I don't like Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I said it. But it doesn't mean it's a bad game. Game is fun. I finished the game. I fairly liked the story, but some stuff not quite good. Yes, gameplay was good, but some stuff wasn't good. For example, you can only use one sword. I mean, having only one sword is not the source of the problem. Things you can do with sword is limited. For example, in Sekiro, you only have one sword, but in addition you have many prosthetic tool and combo. That's why one katana in Sekiro was enough. Then what is the problem with Ghost of Tsushima? Well, problem is combat. Combat is good, but in order to make combat better, they added different attack stance, and I think this is bad. It's not making the combat more fun, it forces you to use this stance against different enemies. This makes combat less fun, that's why I didn't like Ghost of Tsushima, but story is nice and characters are okay. It's not a special game for me, but I know it's a special game for other gamers. So I wanted to make a video, how they developed this game, what is their struggle, how long took to develop this game. Then let's start. Ghost of Tsushima developed by Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch made previous Infamous game. I didn't play Infamous games, but I know a lot of people like the game, so I bet series is good. I played Infamous Second Son little bit and I was amazed how they made the graphics this good. I didn't finish it, but I think it's a nice game. Maybe later I will try. Let's get back to our subject, Ghost of Tsushima. Game released in 2020, developed by Sucker Punch and published by Sony. Well, we know that. It's a PlayStation exclusive game. Sucker Punch started the development of Ghost of Tsushima after Infamous First Light in 2014. Well, it's nice that a studio trying something different, not just taking one game series. I'm not talking about you, Santa Monica. Please make more God of War game. You doing what you're doing great. Keep it coming. I wanna see how story will end after Ragnarok. Do more God of War. Other studios can make different IPs, that's okay. It's nice that Sucker Punch did something different. It's just not different game, it's just different timeline as well. Different gameplay, different timeline, more serious story. They changed themselves completely for Ghost of Tsushima. Studio said they wanted to move from the Infamous franchise and do something different. Sucker Punch Studio worked with Japan Studio, which is another Sony studio that plays in Japan. What a creative name, I wouldn't thought in a million years. They just too creative. The reason Sucker Punch collaborated with Japan Studio is they wanted to make Ghost of Tsushima authentic as possible. Well, who would thought? Sucker Punch Studio wanted to make the game authentic as possible. That's why Studio traveled to Japan twice to see the Japanese cultural places and Tsushima Island. The studio heavily inspired by samurai cinema, which is sword fighting TV shows and movies. It's nice idea to take reference, but these TV shows are not good source material, I guess. I didn't watch too much, but from what I seen, it's not interesting. They were especially referencing Akira Kurosawa movies. Akira Kurosawa, born in 1910 in Tokyo, died at 1998. Kurosawa directed 30 movies. He made couple samurai movies like Ran, Kagemusha, Sanjuro, Rashomon, Secret Castle, Seven Samurai, and many more. This guy is a classic when it comes to Japanese movies. They inspired comic book series called Usogi Yojimbo, created by Stan Sakai. Well, they inspired from many things. Well, you know what they say. If you steal from one person, you are thief. If you steal from everybody, you are rich. Ah, goddamn. I'm just joking. Eat the richest. No. Yeah. The art style of the game, inspired by Shadow of the Colossus. Now that I mention, it really looks like Shadow of the Colossus. I just wonder, is this studio have original idea? Just kidding. Game looks original, have unique stuff. It's better Assassin's Creed game. That nickname suits perfectly for Ghost of Tsushima. Game looks like Tsushima Islands. Developer team wanted to make similar landsmaps but not wanted to create one-to-one map. Island Eshkeri and Shigeru Umeyabashi composed the game's soundtrack. Is this game's soundtrack iconic? I don't think so. I think art style is special and unique, but I cannot say the same thing for songs in the game. There's none song that I remember. The game got good reviews from critics and gamers. People usually like the combat system. I mean, it was good, and I understand why people like the combat system, but I couldn't quite like it. However, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not for me. Gamers like the story, combat, characters, performances, music, and art. I like the art as well. Environment design looks really nice. It had sold 13 million units by September 2024. 13 million is a good number, but if I need to be frank, I was waiting at least 20 million because game was popular and everybody was talking about. Also, Tsushima nominated for several game awards and nominated for the game of the year, and Ghost of Yotei is coming as well. Well, I wanted to see male character for the Ghost of Yotei, but if they make woman protagonist good, that's fine. It's just preference, I guess. As a man, I sympathize man more. I like Tomb Raider, Ellie, Jill, Clementine, Alex, many more woman characters. Just give me a reason to like this character. Make me sympathize the main character. I wanna love this character. Make me, okay? Make me. Let's like the main character as a unique character, not a knockoff character. Yotei will release in 2025 and soon they will make and release an anime adaptation of the game. Well, that could be interesting. I don't think we see many anime that Japanese people fighting against Mongols. That would be nice. Actually, I'm tired of isekai animes. This is a nice idea. I hope protagonist doesn't isekai to this world. I just hope they make something different than normal animes. Development. Ghost of Tsushima developed by Sucker Punch Production, which had a staff count of 160 at the time of development. Well, it's quite a number. That's why we like Sony. They take this job seriously. Development of the game started at 2014 after Infamous Second Son expansion. After working for Infamous series about 10 years, they decided making something new. Before they tried to crystallize the idea for new game IP, they thought many different things. Being pirate, being outlaw, they even thought something similar to Three Musketeers. Well, that could be good. There isn't enough pirate game in gaming scene. There is some, but they are usually coup game. I'm talking about something magnificent, something perfect, something like Skull and Bones. Just kidding. I'm talking about Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Yeah, after that there isn't any single player pirate game. Later on they found something historical about Mongol invasion of Tsushima in 1274. So they decided this could be interesting idea and they worked on it. In 2020, a game named Prophecy leaked. It was a game that Sucker Punch working on it. In this game, some of mechanics was in Ghost of Tsushima as well. I just don't understand why game studios gave up games that they develop. It doesn't make sense. I hope they will still develop Prophecy. The idea and atmosphere looks good. Graphics could be better, but it looks interesting. Studio worked for Ghost of Tsushima for 6 years. It is the longest developed game by Sucker Punch Studio. The game's development was completed on June 22, 2020. Nate Fox served as the game's director. Sucker Punch Studio decided they are going to make story about Japan's Mongol invasion. So studio needed the core material to get reference. 10 members of Sucker Punch developer gone to Japan and they saw some places and met with Japanese historian. Team visited Japan twice, first in summer and second one in November. So they have idea how different island looks in different timeline. Historian helped them to understand the culture of Japan and what happened during the invasion. The team invited either Yusetsu and Kawumu Masakuma Shike. They are experts from samurai martial arts school. If you wanna make good game, that's a thing you have to do. These experts help the motion capture and help the developers to understand the sword battle. Developer team wanted to add real life historical figures, but expert told them not to do. Well, it could be nice idea to see historical Japanese emperor or something like that. Or Japanese princess. You know what I mean? Oh, Jin, you saved me again. I have to marry you and I love you. Let's have a happy family. Maybe something like that could have made the story better. I don't know. Look, story is good. I'm just joking. Little love would have been nice. Armors historically not correct in the game because real armors at that time looks terrifying and developers said it's not good. They exactly said samurai armor from the 13th century was jarring looking. They said it didn't align with the player's expectation of samurai armor would look like. Cool fact, in Infamous there's karma system when you became bad guy ward around your chest. changed. In Ghost of Tsushima that doesn't happen, but something changed. You can play as samurai and ghost. If you became ghost and play stealth mode frequently, Tsushima Island becomes more stormy. It's kinda Easter egg. I finished the game, I wasn't even aware of this. They inspired movies like Seven Samurai, Sanjuro, Yojimbo, Red Beard, Run. Well, these are looks very classic and old, and I see oldness in game's story as well. Sometimes it feels like a classic movie. They inspired comic book named Yusogi Yojimbo. In this comic, a samurai rabbit tries to solve various problems of ordinary people. In game, we are doing this as well. They inspired from many things and many games. I think that made the story good. Other than 2, maximum 3 character, I don't think game has a strong character, but I like the story. How it ended, what it leads up to. So yeah, I like the game generally, but some part I didn't like it, and that's okay. Worldwide, Ghost of Tsushima sold over 2.4 million units in its first 3 days of release. After 6 months of its release, game sold more than 5 million units. After 2 years, it sold more than 10 million. And in 2023, game sold 13 million units. According to Sony, game was highly profitable. Game only has 60 million budget and it had generated $400 million in 2023. Well, that's a pretty low budget for a PlayStation game. I'm so used Sony games cause at least $120 million. $60 million, very surprising. Ghost of Tsushima is interesting game. Overall, it's a good game and I understand why people liked it. Story is very good, animation is good, and game kinda realistic. So we came end of the video. Please like and subscribe the channel, please. See you in the next video. Have a nice day.